Where have you been? What have you been doing? Have you been chasing rabbits?
Well, I've been chasing rabbits, all right.
Hey, look, the people are out there. He doesn't care. He just doesn't, but I still do. Hey, it is Robert Earl out here at the Eco Ranch Sustainable Living Education Center with Cascade the Wonder Dog, who wanted to go inside, but I'm out here. Hey, it's a vlog. It's a vlog for the first week of September. Today is Labor Day, and I haven't done a vlog. I've been too busy with those doggone live streams. Live stream's kind of a good idea. Now I'm looking at you, it looks like you're kind of cockeyed. I forget which director films with cockeyed stuff, but anyway, just tilt your head at a little angle. I think I've got you cockeyed. So anyway, it's a vlog. Doing several things this week. Of course, if you followed anything we do, I'm getting ready to go to Fort Worth in a few days to pick up the new used truck that's going to back up 300K. We're going to go ahead and call it 200K because it's got 200,000 miles on it. It's in a lot better shape. It obviously hasn't been worked as hard as 300K. Going to be leaving to pick it up. I got all excited, you know, I was all happy and excited. I got a truck, and I went and made my train reservations and then realized that my money didn't come for another week. But we gathered up all the money we need for the trip, for me to take the trip, and all the money I need to eat with. So that part of this week's work is done. Now, what I'm working on now, I've actually got 3 things I'm working on. The door is just out of your sight. I still haven't put the door video up. Maybe this evening I'll try to edit that. But what I've been working on, you remember one of our work exchange guests, Jeremy, that came here, I think it was earlier this year. Anyway, he came back about 6 weeks ago, and Jeremy loves to do, you know, kind of detailed, tedious type jobs. So I had the apple trees that were cut down from Sul Ross University. Now these were apple trees. They might have been 15 feet high. They started to get gnarly and twisty, so they didn't have too much straight lumber on them. Jeremy took my chainsaw and he cut this beam for me. Roughly a 6 by 6. It was like almost a 7 by 7. But what I've done is I've planed down the 2 sides that mean the most. The one that's going to sit flat, and then the one that you people will see. This is going to be the lintel for the most visible window in the master bedroom. So Jeremy trimmed it down. What I've been doing is using the hand planer, and now I'm up to the 60 grit sandpaper, which is unplugged at the moment, but I'm up to the 60 grit and the sander to take this edge. The edge my hand is on is the one you folks will see. Now remember, not too long ago, this was a tree trunk, and I've just hit it just gently with the sandpaper and the lintel, and the planer, and you can see the beautiful grain of the apple wood. I've never worked with apple wood before, and it's just gorgeous. All I'm going to do to this, once I get it sanded down with the 60 and then the 100 grit, I'm going to poly the whole thing. Although this is all you'll see, I'm going to poly the whole thing. Then it goes up as a lintel over one of the windows in the master bedroom. Got a chicken telling you a story. And that's it. That's a lintel. Now the other 2 lintels, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I thought I could use the other apple tree trunks, but I can't do it. They're too short. When I say they're too short, they might overhang that much, and you really need 6 inches of overhang. Now, over here, and I know you can just barely see it, is the opening that the door is going to go into. The opening needs some work. You know, when you do things without a blueprint and without a plan, dynamic is what I say, because the things are always changing. You create a little bit more work for yourself, and I did here. I created more work for myself because I didn't know what I was going to do around here with the door. So I've got it in mind. I'll tell you real quick what it is. You'll notice the transom above the door. You'll see those lights. If you watch those lights, they keep changing. I had them set. This is a remote control. And those are just regular LED lights. Here they're off. Whoops. You got to see the, it's RF, so it's got to see the sensor. They're off. Now they're on. I've got a choice of colors. And I can make it do different things. Like that. I kind of like the way we had it, segueing from one color to another. You won't actually see those lights when I trim this out. All you'll see is the light on those transom windows. Just something that I could do because I had the stuff. So anyhow, that's the transom. Now over here, I'm left with all of this that has to be trimmed out. Now we have to go in. I have to go in here and replace some of the masonry and make, nicen it up. Get rid of the extension cord here. That was just to show you guys. I'm going to hardwire it permanently. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take these pieces of pallet wood from the bottom all the way up. A little easier if I show you over here. I know it's on the edge of your screen. So I take it and put it here, and then I'll just scribe this edge, use the saber saw to cut through the scribe so that this end here matches right here. We'll put a slight bullnose on it, and I will finish this wood out. I've got several pieces of this here. I have to denail it and plane it down and sand it, finish it out like the door. That's got to be done. Now, going back to the 3 R's, because we are transitioning to teaching and showing you things. Going back to the 3 R's, I took quite a bit of shavings off of this to trim it down. Well, what do you do with the shavings? So you put them in a garbage can, put them out, and don't worry about them. They end up in the landfill. Or, since it's apple wood, you can save these shavings, soak them in water, put them out in the smokehouse. No, I was going to say that. Put them out in the smokehouse to smoke these chickens that are they're inside right now because they're not a week old, but when those chickens grow up and it's time for them to die, I'll smoke a bunch of them in apple wood, only it'll be apple shavings and apple wood. So anyway, that's saving that. Not that it would have made a difference out here, but every little thing you can do to limit your consumption limits the impact on the resources of the world. So I have 2 buckets of this that's saved up. I've got that all ready to go. That is going to be the extent of this week. And if you've been a regular viewer, thank you, first of all. If you're a follower, thank you. If you donated to help me get 200K, gosh, I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. We're in fairly decent shape. You can always use donations for Portland and things, but I appreciate the help, and I appreciate you guys listening to me whine about no money as we got together on this. I was really upset about having the one vehicle being in bad shape. Now, this is the calm before the storm this week. I've got a lot to do, plus to go to Fort Worth. But it's actually the calm before the storm, because come the 21st, that's when the volunteers start coming back. And we are going to work our fannies off. I am getting this wall completely done around the house. We're getting the travel trailer pulled out. Once that wall's up, we start finishing the inside. Greenhouse and the actual guest quarters for future volunteers / students, because we'll still be working out here even when the house is done. So it's a calm before the storm. They've all been evicted, by the way, from up front and in here, so that's why they're milling around hollering. We've got a bunch of ducks that have to be processed too. A lot of work going on, and I won't hold you guys any longer because I know you've got work to do. So, until I post that video on the door and other stuff and the live stream on Tuesday, 7 o'clock, I turn it on at 6:55 just so I can make sure it's on. Discussing pollinators this week, and two of the mantras, and then open up for discussion. I'll see you then, and until then, amidst all the crowing, let me get it out real quick. It's Robert Earl out here at the Eco Ranch Sustainable Living Education Center saying, see you later. I made it. Same to you.